know, this,
Yeah,
that's what we ate for Saturday.
Yeah.
And actually, so much can you say? Anyway, we got some
Horse and buggy.
not horse and buggy.
No,
It's not
it
horse.
was like
Slide skidoos.
skittles or something like that.
Okay.
Where did she get that skidoo from? I don't know. Not skidoo, but that was a few words, few words, and little children were coming down.
Oh.
Yes. Where did she call them from? I don't know. But nevertheless, my mother and myself, we went to the field, at night, freezing cold. We didn't have nothing but a small knife, and we were digging the weeds from under the ground.
Okay.
We got some of them. We came back home, ran back home, and my mother had to cook them at the same time, the same evening, so nobody would see us,
Right.
And for a couple of days, we had such a wonderful food, with something sweet,
Yeah.
and some sort of like vegetable, and at the same time, a little bit of sugar. So that was one invention.
It was a very helpful life.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
Lots of
like it.
people died, just
people were dying from hunger. And then, my mother got another from this house, from this cottage. We just moved to a great big building, and they were living some Kazakhs and Turks, all Russian.
They were slaves before in that.
Maybe they were, but they were occupied by the people already. And we got the room over there, so we were staying there with the Turks and Kyrgyz and so on. And I got sick one day, and I was very, very sick. I had toothache, and such terrible toothache. Actually, I had infection, terrible infection. I couldn't open my mouth. It was so painful. And it was a little bit later on, when the war broke out, as I told you, in 1941, and we didn't have enough food. My mother came back, from prison. So one lady taught me how to read the cards. She said, you will be a very good card reader, and it's on time, because people are anxious to find out what's going on, with their family, their husbands and brothers and sisters who are going, to the army, Russian army, because the war broke out between Russia and Germany. So I was going, to all the Kyrgyz villages, and I was reading the cards for them. Of course, everything was rosy, but I was getting some eggs. I was getting some butter. It was melted butter, melted in the bottle, melted butter, and some flour. That was on time when my mother was very sick, and they were little, and Tchatchayanka was very sick too, and there was one time I looked at her, and her mouth was completely.
There's no medication,
probably,
nothing.
There's no medication.
I remember
probably.
That she was sitting over me, starting to eat everything,
And probably, she had a little stroke or whatever. We don't know. But we couldn't help it. So I was feeding her, I was feeding my mother, giving them a little bit. At the same time, the men found out, that there is a card reader in this block, they came to me, and I was really grateful. I had so much money, but we couldn't get nothing for the money because there was no stores, nothing at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. And then, after a while, I told you before, I had the infection in my mouth. One lady, Kyrgyz lady, came to me and she said, listen, I know somebody who could help you, but you are not allowed to tell anybody, because if you tell about her, what she did to you, I'm going to denounce you, that you are card reader and you are not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And she sent me to a Kyrgyz woman, She put me on the floor, covered with the black rag, whatever, the rag. Put some kind of, what was that? Oh my God. No vegetable, but
What's it?
Trust. Yeah. Joe. Reaction.
Ja wiem, ale jest zmęczona.
Ja też think some kind of something was burning.
Okay.
Anyway, and she told me to open up my mouth, and inhale the scent of the not vegetables, but sort of flowers.
Whatever she was burning.
And she was running around me. That was just, and was talking to somebody and was with the bells, ringing the bells and so on. After a while, when she finished that ritual, she took the rag off my face, On the rug, on the floor, there were a tiny little white things, sort of like a little worms.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if they were nerves.
They were nerves? Yeah.
Maybe
Probably.
because, they...
But that's like, wait, you'd have to go in.
I know, but believe me, Christina, there were tiny little things. From that day on, I never, ever had a toothache.
Wow.
Never.
Impressive.
Yeah?
There are not any
and then,
worms in there, are they?
No, there's no worms.
No. And then, but it helped me.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, it helped me. And then came May, and lots of people are going back to Polish army, who established on Russian territory, under the Russian command, with the Polish command, And our brother came back.
Yeah.
Oh no! At first there was somebody else came to see his wife from prison, from up north, and she happened to be with our father in the same camp, far north of Russia. That was Gulag. And he told us that our father was killed.
Okay.
You could assume that, because that's what happened, when the Russian soldiers and officers came to let them go, the prisoners. They put them in a straight row, and they were talking to them, see how Russian government, what a good Russian government is, they are trying to help you out now, they are sending you to Polish army. And my father couldn't stand it, because it was all a lie. And he just came up to the officer. At that time, my father, didn't say anything because he had a special sickness he didn't have any vegetables, and
No vitamins.
no vitamins, and they call that, well, but how can
It had no
malaria?
vitamin C?
Hmm?
No vitamin C?
No vitamin C, nothing.
But
He was
malaria.
blind. They didn't see. They didn't see at night completely, In the daytime, they used to.
Wasn't Polish, like the chickens,
Chicken.
blindness,
No, it wasn't something like that. I don't know, Sometimes you're getting from the snow, looking at the snow too much, not in the
Okay.
sun.
or something
Yeah.
like
Well,
that.
anyway, he didn't see the officer, but
Okay.
he came in front and she started talking to him in Russian, but not the regular Russian, but
Educated.
she was cursing him.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he was cursing him. And everybody was so scared they just wanted to go, to the Polish army, to join the Polish army.
Okay.
And they asked my father, okay, come back, that's enough. And he started screaming and yelling and so on and on. And they took him away. So the man was sure that they killed him.
Uh-huh.
We told that. He told that. My brother came to see us on the way to join the Polish army. We told him that the father died, because the man who was with him at this time, saw him when they took him away, and he died. Okay. So brother joined the army. I wanted to go to the army, Polish army too, but my mother said, "Don't leave me. Don't leave me, what I'm going to do, And our younger brother left already, just her, my mother, and myself, And my mother said, "Don't leave me, I'll die without you, because you help me." That was true. And my brother said, "Listen, you are not allowed to go to join the army right now, unless I'll write to you, I'll tell you what kind of opportunities are there and so on, how it looks like. And then you'll join." Okay. After a month or so, he wrote to me that you are not allowed to join the army because it's terrible, disorder right now, and no morality at all, and you should stay with your mother. But he said, at the same time, the friend of mine, officer, is coming for his to pick up his family, to pick you up. Okay. Then we heard that a few officers came not to pick up their families and somebody else's, They had on the list, but they wanted to legalize it. And they went to and kept the KGB, they went to KGB to give them the list, and tell them that they are picking up such and such families and so on. Because we have got the amnesty. KGB turned all the papers.
What KGB?
It's German.
No German. Russian
Russian
police.
Okay.
And and they told them to move on, because otherwise they'll be arrested. So I came 26 kilometers from our city, not city, it was Sovkhoz.
It's like a village, but it's
from our Sovkhoz, to see the man who came to pick us up, to tell him not to go to KGB, because they are going, to send him back, to the army. He'll never pick up his family, I came there, I told him, and he said, "Oh, well, what are you talking to? That's not true. Somebody probably just lied to you and so on." I said, "Well, if you think it was a lie, that's fine, But I said, "Okay, so I'm going back. We are going to park up, and we'll meet you on the railway station at this and this time." Okay. Sure enough, 2 days later, no, we were traveling almost 2 weeks. My mother